What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna do what I would call flashback review. Just gonna look review and break down a book from the past, from years past. um, I think it'll be nice to just look back at books that were done maybe 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, even more. Just flashbacks. A throwback, so to speak, throwback review. And today we're looking at Superman annual from the DC Universe Rebirth era, which was a pretty good. I have good memories of the Rebirth era. There was a lot of innovative, a lot of refreshing of the DC universe. I believe it was after the New 52, um, and it was like a soft reboot, if I'm not mistaken. And this annual it's a beautiful, beautiful book. It is by the team of Tomasi, Gleason, Jimenez, and Sanchez. That's Peter J. Tomasi's, and it's I feel that he was one of those writers that really got what Superman was all about. Very good, and it's just a great, great creative team. Let's look at him here. The story is by Patrick Gleason, Peter J. Tomasi. Like I just mentioned, Peter J. Tomasi, one of those writers that I don't think about it too much. I pick up any book that he writes. He's very good at writing Batman. He's very good at writing DC Universe characters overall, especially Superman. I think he has a good handle on Superman. And Patrick Gleason, I didn't know that back then he was writing, so he co-wrote apparently. And I know Patrick Gleason more from his art duties. He's an excellent, excellent artist, great, great artist, great penciler. I love his art. I love his, I know that not too long ago he was doing work at the Marvel side of things with Spider-Man. I fondly remember his run on Aquaman. The Sub Diego. I don't know if any of you guys remember the Sub Diego storyline. I love that. That's when I discovered Patrick Gleason. Jorge Jimenez is the artist on this one. And Jorge Jimenez, I'm sure you guys know him. He's one of the best artists out there today working for DC Comics. He's doing the work and the artwork for Batman, for the Batman story, the Batman ongoing series. And he's one of the best things because Batman nowadays is terribly written. It's just it's been years since I bought a Batman book because the stories have been pretty bad. And I said years, but it's been about a year and a half basically that I stopped buying Batman books. But one of the best things about a Batman book, and now and then I will pick up one issue or so, and that's because Jorge Jimenez is doing it. He's just an amazing, amazing artist. Alejandro Sanchez does a great job coloring this particular annual book. Saida Temofonte, I hope I mentioned that right, is that letter. And it's just an amazing book that we're going to take a look at right now. It is an annual, so usually annuals, they stand alone. Back in the day, annuals were used to wrap up maybe major storylines or just feature a different story, a standalone story. This is one of those. This is a standalone story. Nowadays, annuals are not what they used to be. Nowadays, annuals are, oh man, what can I say about annuals today? Annuals today, they would, if this was an annual, a 2024 annual, you would have Superman there, and maybe Superman would be featured in a splash page, and then after that, he wouldn't show up at all. It would be a book about some angry female boss from today. I mean, comic books, and this is why I'm doing this throwback review, because comic books are not what they used to be. The good writers, the writers that used to be asked to make the superhero shine, they're gone, or maybe they're still around, but they are, in order for them to keep working, they have to do what is mandated of them, and you know that's what they would do. I mean, if this was a 2024 annual book, um, you would see Superman in the cover, and he would probably be shown once or twice in 2-3 pages, maybe in a flashback scene, and in some splash page, or maybe in a television set within the story, and Superman wouldn't be there, and some female boss would be the main character, and she would be smart, and it's all this crap that is going on today. But this is a refreshing change of pace that I'm doing for you guys, because I reread this book recently, and it's just beautiful. It's a team up, of Superman and the Swamp Thing, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful book. Let's take a look at it. Look at the art. Jorge Jimenez never fails. He makes Batman look amazing, and he used to make Superman look amazing as well, as you can see. Check that opening page, the splash page of Superman changing, taking flight. It's just, and it gets right to the point. It's Superman, and he is, he feels something going on with the ground, with the planet, and he discovers that Swamp Thing is calling him out, wants to talk to him, wants to confront him for something. And the gist of the story is basically that the Swamp Thing is sick, Superman is sick, and they both help each other. That's the gist of it. And in typical fashion, they, for some, type of misunderstanding, they come to blows. But then they team up, and Jimenez just makes everything look absolutely, absolutely breathtakingly beautiful, gorgeous book. The dialogue is amazing. Patrick Gleason and Peter J. Tomasi do an amazing job with both characters, with Superman and the Swamp Thing. And this is the original Swamp Thing, Alec Holden, in his glory, in his powerful earth elemental glory. And there's some visuals that are just, not some, all the visuals in this book are just amazing. Look at this splash page. Superman takes Swamp Thing down. Swamp Thing is sick. He's contagious with something, with the Kryptonian virus kind of thing. And Superman takes him down so he can sort of have Swamp Thing purify himself under the earth, and that's exactly what he does. And what I love about it too is that this is Superman in all his glory. Superman being thoughtful, being resourceful, using his powers wisely to solve a problem. He doesn't depend on anything. There's no woman. There's no Lois Lane here. Telling the reader that she's smarter or that Superman needs her for some reason. There's none of that crap. This is the year 2016 when this was written. None of that shit was going on. It's just Superman being Superman. He's the main character. He's the one that shines. The Swamp Thing shines. They help each other. They're friends, and their powers are displayed beautifully. Both of them, Superman solves a problem his way. Superman helps Swamp Thing the way he can, and the Swamp Thing helps Superman the way he can, using his powers, and they both shine, and it's just a beautiful book. And for whoever, if there's a Swamp Thing um, super fan out there, go ahead and grab this book. This annual, it's a 2016 annual, Rebirth Superman annual, just from the year 2016. It's just gorgeous, gorgeous. Look at this, the action, the punches. You feel the power. Look at Swamp Thing taking a punch from Superman here, and it's just gorgeous, gorgeous. What comic books should be all about. This is what I miss from modern comic books today. There was no agenda. There was no virtual signaling. There was none of that, man. This book is just, it was a breath of fresh air when I read it last night. I took it out of the box and I began reading it, and I fell in love with it all over again. And almost 10 years, boxed in this book, and I took it out and I reread it, and I said to myself, let me just do a review of this book, because it's a beautiful, beautiful book. And you can tell the love that Peter J. Tomasi and Patrick Gleason have for the character here, and how they make Superman shine, and they get the gist of it. They get the gist of the character. You buy a Superman annual book, who do you want to see? You want to see Superman. You want to see Superman doing his shit, and you see Swamp Thing on the cover. Hey, you grab it real quick because you want to see Superman and Swamp Thing teaming up, or fighting each other, or fighting a bad guy together. All of it is here. All of it. Just 100%, from a scale of 1 to 10, I give this book a solid 9. It's just almost perfect. I would say it's almost perfect, which is a big compliment coming from me. I mean, I'm very picky, and this is just a gorgeous book that I'm proud to have. I'm one of those that is proud to have good comic book runs. I love having long comic book runs from great creative teams. They stayed on the book for over 50 issues, and they have those legendary runs. Back in the day, during the New 52, for example, Jonah Hex, Jimmy Palmiotti, and his other writer, I don't remember his name right now, but that was a great run. The New 52 Jonah Hex run. It was before that. I'm sorry, not New 52. It was before the New 52. It was before that relaunch. I love that, man. I love having great runs, So anyways, back to Superman Annual. Big recommend. If you can find this back issue, buy it quick. It is beautifully written, illustrated, just gorgeous art, gorgeous colors, the action, the dialogue, the story, the plot. It's just a very self-contained book, and story, a very self-contained story that is just what comic books are all about. I big recommend. Like I said, from a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a very solid 9. Look it up. The Rebirth era. That was a great era. It was sort of a soft reboot after the New 52, if I'm not mistaken, and they did some things, most things right back then. And but the most refreshing part is that there was no such thing as wokeness, as virtue signaling, as angry Karens and girl power and feminists. bullshit that is just running rampant all over DC Comics, Marvel Comics, Hollywood movies, video games, and all this shit that is just poisoning everything that is entertaining nowadays. I'm happy to say, and I'm happy that I'm able to just grab a book from maybe 10 years ago and enjoy that story and enjoy those past stories that don't have any of that shit, Great stuff. Thank you guys for listening to me. Please subscribe to my channel if you can. Give me likes, give me dislikes, whatever you want. Put some comments there. I love to interact with viewers and stuff. Thanks guys for listening to me. Peace.